We noted yesterday that Obamacare was cutting in half the price of health insurance in New York State. And some weeks ago, it cut by about a third the cost of health insurance in California. And there's a bunch of other states where, as Obamacare rolls out, as the states put together these exchanges, Maine, other states, it becomes increasingly obvious that it is cutting the cost of health care for a variety of reasons. The main one being that all of a sudden health insurance companies are having to compete with each other in public, in the same space, in the same states. Right now, in most states, or in about half the states in the union, the entire healthcare market, or well over 80, 90% of it, is dominated by just one or two companies, whose rates just by magic and coincidence seem to be the same if it's more than one company. So now by setting up an exchange and throwing a half a dozen or a dozen companies in there, suddenly we have something called competition. Now the so-called free marketers on the right are not happy about this at all. Obamacare creating competition? We can't have competition. Are you kidding? We're supposed to have monopolies. How is Stephen J. Hemsley, the CEO of United Healthcare, going to make a $2 billion in compensation if he has to compete? I mean, he might have to sell one of his 5 or 6 or 7, or God only knows how many homes that guy's got. So the Republicans aren't all that happy about it. And that's one piece of it, is competition, the obvious competition. Another part of it is that the government is regulating these health insurance companies to say you can only skim 20% off the top. If people are buying health insurance from your health insurance company, and you want to skim 30%, 40%, in some cases 50% off that money that average people like you and me are paying in for health insurance. If you run a health insurance company, you want to skim that money off, and you want to pay yourself in stock options and dividends and salaries and corporate jet with gold faucets in the bathroom and retreats to the south of France and golfing vacations to Scotland and all those other things that health insurance companies tend to do. If you want to do that, you can't do it anymore. Sorry. This kicked in like 6 months ago. Under Obamacare, you can only steal 20%. Now, keep in mind, the administration cost for Medicare is 3%. So, and when you look at all the other countries in the world that have single-payer health insurance or have socialized medicine, government-run health insurance, what you see is that the bureaucratic overhead, the cost to write the checks to pay for the providers, the administrative costs are typically between 1% and 4%. Country after country after country. You look at the Veterans Administration, you look at the Medicare, you look at Medicaid, you look at Canada, you look at England, you look at France, you pick your country, 1% to 4%. So we know that that's about what it costs to run the equivalent of a health insurance company. So the Obama administration, and with Obamacare, has said, yeah, you can skim 20% off the top. Now, if the actual cost to run the health insurance company is 3%, you're skimming 20% off the top, you still have 17% of hundreds of billions of dollars that you can pass out to your executives and your CEO and your stockholders. Which, of course, is why the health insurance companies are willing to say, well, it's fine, give us a whole bunch more customers, and we'll go along with that. But the bottom line is that for you and me, our insurance rates are going down. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. All this news has come out, and I've been sharing this with you. It's not being reported in the corporate media. Nobody's talking about it. Isn't that strange?
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
It couldn't have anything to do with the board of directors, many of the directors on many of the health insurance companies being the same ones as on other big parts of corporate America, do you think?